Okay, we are playing the strangest deck ever again. Yes, I want to play first. It's Fairies, UR Fairies. This is a pretty interesting hand. It might be a keep. Let's give it a try. I just have to find one single island. Oh, I have to set my stops. Yep, I want to have as many stops as possible. Okay, so I play this one and pass the turn. I hope that I can find another island soon. And then go for red mana. Let's see if we have a good matchup. Tranquil Cove. Oh no, oh no. That is Acid Trip. Which we actually can win because we might be faster. Because we have Pasta Mites and the Sentinels, and there is red mana as well, but we still need some some blue mana sources for having 2 blue and 1 red. But when we're playing against Acid Trip, we have to be fast and be able to have a stable mana base. Let's see. Oh, Great Furnace. This is great to know that there is a furnace and it's not actually Acid Trip, but it's Jeskai Koldutha. Let's brainstorm and see if we can find land. Oh no, what is that? One Logic Knot is not so good, and Pasta Mites is not good either, but let's see. I want to find red to be able to fight our opponent's creatures. There's a Daver. If I'm lucky, I can't avoid running into removal. Yep. This should be okay. I have a lot of Flame Slashes, and yep, this is a dice. Because it slows down our opponent, and I guess he doesn't have a third land, maybe. It's good just because it helps us from keeping off card advantage, and we don't have a third land, so it's okay to just play an island here. Oh, and here is the Ancient Den. Let me see. If he plays a creature, I just lightning bolted. Glinthawk. Should he have one? Let's see. No, nothing. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there's a Glinthawk, and let's see what he puts back into his hand. Okay. So this is a lightning bolt target, in my opinion. Yes, I want to reveal that attack with the aberration down to 18, preordain, and bottom, because we need a third land. So we slow down the opponent, but as soon as he has a removal, it doesn't matter anymore. Evoked Mildrifter is nice to see just because it shows us that he doesn't have an important place. Let's see. Oh, there's another Delver, which is good. Just because we have some pressure on the board, and we have enough removal to fight our opponent's creatures. He has just one red mana, which means that he can kill one Delver and not more. If we find a third land, we can just play Pastamite and Pastamite into Pastamite and attack with our remaining forces. We can just play Pastamite at the end of his turn, and then... No, we cannot Flame Slash. Let's see what happens. Okay, so he is thinking for a long time, because it's a pretty hard decision to make now. What is or what should he play? Until now, our deck was like a classic Delver, except of Lightning Bolt, which took care of the Glinthawk better than a Snap or a Vapor Snag. And we just shuffled away the counter spells, which we could not have played, because of our having just one mountain and not two islands. Let's see what happens. He's taking his time. Oh, okay. So he decides killing my Delver, which is a good decision in my opinion. If he just plays like a 4-life creature, I just don't remember the name anymore, we are pretty safe. Let's see. Swiftwater Cliffs is good. Good draw for him. Yep. Yeah, let's reveal that. I don't need to stop at the beginning of my combat. I could tap the Swiftwater Cliffs at the beginning of his upkeep to avoid him playing Mildrifters, but I think it's not worth it. Cycling. This is going to be interesting because so much depends on what he's drawing and whether I can take care of his creatures or not. So there's another Cliffs, which is okay with me. Yes. This is actually what I want him to draw. What is he going to put back? Okay. Pastamite. Good thing is that he cannot flicker it or blink it, just because he doesn't have more white sources than the Lonesome Tranquil Cove. Okay, so there's a Lightning Bolt, which I don't care about very much here. Yes, I want to tap it. And there's a counter spell. So I attack. And then I kill the Skyfisher, just because I want to use my mana more efficiently. If I kill the Skyfisher, I can counterspell. If I don't kill it, I have to Pastamite it. Maybe I don't find any targets for my Pastamite. And now there's a Mildrifter coming, I think. And this is great news, just because there is a counterspell, which is like a Time Walk Force. So we attack with the Pastamite, And at the end of his turn, we play a Pastamite onto or on his Mildrifter or whatever he's playing in his turn. And then we have Flame Slash in our turn, and hopefully we are able to play another Pastamite as soon as possible. And then we slowly try to attack him down to 0. So what is that? Is he the Skyfisher? Yes. I don't care much about Skyfishers. So he puts back the Ancient Den, I suppose. No. Great Furnace. Maybe he has another burn spell to take care of the Pastamite, which he doesn't have to, just because we can play, just because he can block it with the Skyfisher. Maybe he is a bit distracted by the deck that I'm playing. Forget Garden Cave. It's such a nice way to have lands like that, which you can cycle and gain card advantage by getting them back with the Skyfisher or card quality, or whatever you might want to call it. Rebirth. Sure. Rebirth is not so good against our deck. If it's not on the table very early. We have a 3-turn clock. Okay, so he's going to blast our creature. Yes, of course. No Flame Slash yet. Next turn, there's time for Flame Slash. Now I just want to Pastamite any flying creature that wants to block my creatures. Does he raise us? I think so. Yep. Great. Great news. He's got a 4-turn clock. We've got a 5, maybe even 3-turn clock. So what are we going to do? Maybe I should have tapped one of his creatures. I don't care much about that. I just tap a land that he has. Swiftwater Cliffs. Galvanic Blast. Another blast. This is so mean. No land. So I have to Flame Slash that creature. I know it's getting dangerous. As soon as he has a Mildrifter, we are in big trouble. He has 5 turns till he kills us, and we have 5 turns, but we are a bit faster. We have 1 Prohibit that can counter many of his spells, but not all of them. And we have, maybe next turn or the turn after that, a Sentinel, which can block his goblins. Let's see what happens. I mean, we are in a pretty good spot, I think. He has 3 cards, but he can gain a ton of card advantage by playing his cool spells. Journey. Do I want to counter that? Yep, I have to. There's no way around countering that, just because we need our pressure on the board. And I don't think that he has a better spell now. Maybe he has like a burn spell? No, it's just a Boros Garrison. Interesting is that he can get back the Tranquil. Yep. So he is racing us. He's planning on racing us. Is there a burn spell? Oh no, it's a lightning bolt. Good thing is that the sentinels are big. And he just has one card in his hand, so maybe we can... Oh, no. Oh, it's okay. Put on bottom, put on top, playing the land. And next turn, at the end of his turn, we just play the sentinels. And hopefully we can get there. Tranquil Cove. Down to 9, 9 to 9. 2 cards in both players' hands. Counterspell is nice. If he plays anything pre-combat, I will counter it. Now I'll play the sentinels. I hope that he doesn't have removal spells. If he has removal spells, we are in a pretty bad position. Might have drawn a land. Let's see what happens. What's that? Oh no, it's a removal. Okay, it's a Skyfisher. This is okay. Getting back a land. Something like that. So the question is, do I actually race him? I have to Flame Slash the Skyfisher, then I play the Swiftwater Cliffs, and then I try and race. He has 2 damage, I have 2 damage, but I think I will draw into removal spells or creatures that are bigger than his goblins. Let's see. I still have 1 counter spell left in my hand. So what's it? Yes. Seems great. 2 counter spells. Yep. No. I want him to play something. What is it? Perfect spell. Perfect spell. Come on. Yep. It's worth it. Actually, it's really worth it. Now I have the 2-turn clock and he has to take 3 turns. So I just counter attack and counter his removal spell. Land. No! Good. Counter spells. 2 of them. And this is good game. I counter each and every spell he plays. And then I'm going to raise him. Counter spell. That's it. So he wants to take some time from the clock, which is okay. Okay, begin sideboarding. So what do we want to have actually? We want to have some shamans, we want to have some pyroblasts, we want to have hydroblasts, want to have that and that. We don't need logic knot, we don't need counter spells. We don't need dice. Do we need prohibit? No. Prohibit is nice. Let's have it back. Exclude is nice. Too expensive. Exclude is not nice. Maybe we should cut that one. Electricity is okay, but I don't think it's needed. We can cut creatures, I think. We can cut a pastamite, for example. Let's cut one pastamite. I just cut the pastamite because it's not really needed. We don't have to tap his creatures. And the fairy count is not too important in this matchup, just because we want to counter burn spells or something like that with our spell starter sprites. Let's see if the shaman works to kill off his what are they called, the affinity lands, the artifact lands. Let's see what happens. Oh my god, this is a strange hand, but it's still a keep. Since we just have to draw into lines and we have a preordain. Yeah, let's keep. I will play the Delver first, no matter what he does. Keep. In that case, it might be better. Oh, nice. Put on top. Put on top. It might be better to just play both Delvers next turn, just because he has access to red mana. But he could also have like Electricity next turn. So maybe just play one Delver and preordain for dice. Did I take out dice? Oh, he might have red elemental Pyroblast. If he has Pyroblast, I just play the second Delver to put some pressure on him. So he's thinking about playing Pyroblast on the Delver. He doesn't have white mana. Yeah, I think he doesn't have white mana. Okay, so it's just Delver 2 that I have to play. And then I have to find red mana and everything's alright. 5 cards in his hand, 6 cards to my 5 cards in the Delver is okay. So there's a removal spell. No, it's just the Prism, which is going to resolve, and now he has white mana as well. So we have to find red mana as soon as possible. But I still want my Delver to flip. What's that? No, I don't want to hear that. Attack first. The order doesn't matter just because he's tapped out. Oh yeah. Put on top. Put on top. And we have so many removal spells now. Question is, do I want my Delver to flip? Do I really want it to flip? I think so. So I first use my expands. No, it flips no matter if I use my expands. Okay, I don't use the expands now because I want my Delver to flip. If he kills my Delver, I use Brainstorm. No, it's just a clean talk. Yep. I still have to use Brainstorm, and then the expands to keep my Delver flipping. Let's see whether he's playing around dice. Brainstorm. Dispel. Sure. Yes. I don't attack. So now he's playing the Prism, I suppose. I think. And then I just kill the Glinthawk. Or does he kill my Delver? This turns out bad for me. Dispel. Is that a good sideboard card against my deck? Not sure. Not sure about that. Yeah, Vanny Blast. Sure. For 2. So next turn he's going to actually I think he's going to play a Mind Drifter for 3 to draw 2 cards, and because of that reason I have to keep up red mana up because I want to use Pyroblast to counter that spell. Nice, he's a fellow German. Let's see what happens. Let's talk to him a bit about the game. Okay. I just told him that the time will decide the match. And he just recognizes that. And let's see what happens. I'm going to type 2. And then at the end of his turn, I just bolt the Hawk. Prism, I don't care about the Prism now, because it won't help him. It's not a key card. Oh, there's a Den. Nice. Glinthawk. Sure. Getting back the Prism. Now I have to take care of 2 Glinthawks. And I think he has another Dispel. For sure. Bolt. Nice. Pyroblast is good. Yep. I might want to play more lands. Let's see. Oh, there's one. So many lands. 4, 5. No. Yep. Too bad that it just have one blue, one red mana, because I think he has a Hydroblast, which he's going to use with the help of his Prism. Oh, it's Dispel. And I can counter that, so he has a Muldrifter and a lot of cards. Bad news. Down to 12. Flame Slash. What am I going to do? Let's kill that one so that he can't replay it. Let's see what happens. Down to 10. And now he's going to use his burn for my 10 life points. Skyfisher. Getting back the Prism. Hard. He's slowly gaining a lot of card advantage. Cliffs don't matter. Oh no. What is that? Pyroblast as well. Let's play Sentinel. Chain Lightning. No. A good game, I think. Okay, begin sideboarding. So we are getting dice back in. Getting back the Pastamite. And cutting. What do we cut? Do we need Hydroblasts? I think we don't need Hydroblasts anymore. We want to be as fast as possible. We can even cut... Let's cut the Sentinel and start. It so often happens that the time decides close matchups. And you always have to keep the time in mind when you're playing. Yes, I want to play first. And this hand is okay. It's a keep. I'm going to play Preordain and hopefully find red mana as soon as possible. He mulligans down to 6, down to 5, down to 4, and it's good to game. Not down to 4. Okay. So Preordain, put on bottom, put on top, and yeah, just go ahead. Oh, nice. So I play Gorilla Shaman and destroy his land. Do I? Yeah, I think so. Gorilla Shaman. And away with the land. So does he play a burn spell on my Shaman? Yep. There would have been one way around that, and it would have been a turn 3 Gorilla Shaman, keeping open Prohibit and Spellstutter Sprite. But I decided against it, just because we have 3 minutes. He just has 3 minutes on the clock, and I think it was a pretty bad decision, I think, here. Just because it's way better to take care of lands like that. Prohibit. I don't want him to draw any more cards. And this land filters. And I don't want to have it like that. Maybe it was not a good decision either. But let's see. Maybe the aggressive way is good. Now we have a Brainstorm. We have Pyroblast. We have a Glenendra thing here. I'm going to Brainstorm. Maybe I find the dice. Putting back Pyroblast and Pestamite. Getting a land. I'm playing dice. 2. And then it's looking fine. Preordain, and then I'm going to play Pastamite. Put on top, put on top. Oh, I've got dice and the other spell. That's great. Great to have. Clean talk. Sure. I'm playing the Spellstutter Sprite, and then I can play Days, which is exactly what you want to have against Glinthawk. No burn spell. So I can play Pestamite in his upkeep to tap down the blue mana. Or I can just save it. No. For tapping down his creatures. And now I make a mistake in not leaving the red mana open. Okay, so it's tapped. For the bolt. Let's see what happens. There's a bolt, which is okay. Okay, so the problem is that if you have a look at that, I did so much to keep him from winning here without extending a good board position for me. He just needs to find a Muldrifter and draw a lot of cards, and the game is like even again, if you know what I mean. So he's evoking the Muldrifter. He draws 2 more cards, and then he has 3 cards in his hand. And my creatures are just not better than his creatures are. Let's play that one. I cannot lose it to dice, to a burn spell anymore just because I have dice. Now it can attack for 3. Let's see what happens. I keep the land in my hand just because I want to brainstorm it away. Let's see. 5, and there's a dice. I think I have to find something that provides real card advantage for that deck. It's too fancy to have flash creatures and counter spells. It just doesn't work on their own. The 2 options of having counter spells and flash creatures. Okay. Okay. Negate. Okay. Okay, this is nice. Another spell sorter sprite. Would have been nice to keep the Mox Monkey, because now he has 1, 2, 3, 4 artifact lands. Yep. I think we would have won this game, even though he's running out of time. If he had more time, we would have still won this game, I think. Yeah, Pyroblast. Yeah, good game. Yo, thanks for watching. This is a very interesting deck. Let's see what happens. Let's go into play lobby. Up. And see what the deck does. So this is the deck list.